Your audio is fine. If you're listening on an audio podcast, you will understand why it sounds the way it does shortly. Let me lock my car door and let's get started. Welcome to Speaking Smashinese, the world's first psychology-centric podcast that is recorded in the streets while walking and doing body weight or calisthenics exercises. I'm recording in real time, guys, which means I am out here walking right now. Allergies and everything. For those who are new, Smashinese is a term I came up with in college where I studied psychology and philosophy. It just means the language of making love or making out, or the language of intimacy. I invite all of you to walk, bike, pedal, march in place, walk in pace in your living room, okay, with your earpods in while you listen. In today's show, I asked the question, do people still know how to flirt in real life? It should be a good one. Before I get into the show, I want to say what's up to Lisa and Mercedes. I met you guys at the gym recently, and I admire both of your energy so much. It is such a good feeling to talk to genuine people that have goals in life and take fitness seriously. I hope we can train together in the future. Now, let's get in to our show, because there's a quiet question floating around right now. Do people still know how to flirt in real life, face to face, where you're only far enough away from someone that you can actually touch them? Okay? I am not talking about through a screen. I'm not talking about flirting with emojis and not through perfectly timed replies. Texting and technology make all of this flirting stuff easy as crap. In today's show, we are talking about flirting face to face, because something feels different out here in these streets. People are talking to each other, right? But they're not always connecting. Ask yourself this. And this is for the ladies and the men that are walking with me right now. When was the last time you showed interest in someone without a phone involved? Why'd you take it there, coach? And people have been relying on cell phones so long? How many of us even remember what flirting actually is? Well, let's define it very simply for everyone. Flirting is expressing interest with a level of uncertainty. Flirting involves eye contact. It involves tone. Of course, timing is part of it. And presence is part of it. And here's the key. Flirting involves risk. And I know some of you are thinking, this is why I've given up on dating, because every aspect of it involves some type of risk, Coach Sumo. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right? But still, calm down, calm down. You are right. But first, let's define something. Social risk is the possibility of being seen and not being received. So texting is saving a lot of people from being embarrassed or rejected face to face. But has texting really changed the game? Let's be honest. Texting changed everything. Come on now. Did y'all really think I was gonna? Texting changed everything. Because texting allows you to edit your thoughts. It allows you to control your timing. You can avoid immediate reactions from people. And you can hide your freaking nervousness. I've been nervous. You've never been nervous talking to someone new? Okay. So, instead of spontaneous interaction, we get curated communication. And what about you? You listening right now, walking with me right now. Do you feel you communicate better or just safer? Do you feel you just feel safer through a screen? And with all of this relying on cell phones, mobile phones, smartphones, are social skills declining? Let's explore this carefully. Because are they declining or are they shifting? Because people today, and I'm recording this May 2026, people are still expressive, still communicative, and still interactive to a degree. It's just that most of the time, people are way more confident digitally. IJS. I'm just saying. So flirting is happening, but there's been let's call it a skill shift. And a skill shift is when ability doesn't disappear, it relocates. So the question becomes, are we losing in-person skills while gaining digital ones? And what role does the fear of rejection play? Let's dig even deeper. And if you're already part of the community, you know we've spoken extensively on rejection. Why are people more hesitant to flirt in real life, face to face, in 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030, and beyond? I think it's because rejection feels immediate and definitely visible and personal. That's right, guys. Some people see rejection as a personal attack. If you're one of those people, let me tell you that it is not. It is not. Let me tell you, it is not. But that's how some people see it, which makes rejection hurt that much more. And in today's environment, that moment of rejection can feel amplified. Now, I already told you how ugly and painful it feels. But these days, these times right here, these times right here, these times I'm talking about right here, they can feel amplified. So if you refuse to flirt with people, are you avoiding rejection? Or are you avoiding how you might feel after you get shut down? After the open hand is placed in your face. Let me stop. And it's so understandable. No one wants to look like a desperate idiot. No one wants to look like a shut down clown. But there are things texting can't fully carry. Listen, texting cannot convey tone. Texting means the other person can't see your body language. And as someone who studies psychology and human behavior, body language is almost like someone screaming out loud and their mouth never even opened. There's no eye contact with texting. And you might be really good at having conversations with people, but when you text, you cannot text energy. And all of those things that I just listed, that I just recited as I tackle this hill with this vest on, all of those things matter. Because attraction is not just what you say, right? It's how you exist in someone's presence. But like I said, rejection is painful, y'all. It hurts so bad. So texting isn't going anywhere, because digital interaction gives comfort. It gives control. It gives, what else? It gives predictability. Real life interaction, on the other hand, requires courage, presence, and vulnerability. It requires that the cowardly lion has already visited the Wizard of Oz and has already received his courage or her courage, right? And just in case you forgot, vulnerability means allowing yourself to be seen without controlling the outcome. So, have you replaced courage with convenience? Something to think about, right? And are you and many other people out of practice with flirting? When's the last time you've flirted with someone? When's the last time you've been flirted with? Maybe the issue is that people just don't get a chance to practice flirting as much as they did before cell phones, texting existed. And this is important because skills that aren't used feel unfamiliar, right? Everyone knows what flirting is. So that's not the question. It's how does it feel even doing it? If you are not doing it on a regular basis. And unfamiliar, just to clarify, feels like I'm bad at this. All right? So unfamiliar isn't cute. It takes away someone's confidence, which takes away their voice, which takes away any opportunities that might have been waiting for them. And when people feel like there's just no use trying anymore, the dynamics of connection change. If people rely mostly on digital interaction, then real life interaction can feel high pressure. And high pressure reduces willingness to try. All of these things are going to connect. They're going to be related in some way. So, if you wanted to connect with someone in real life today, would you even know how to flirt? And I ask myself the exact same question. All right? Ask yourself, would you even know how to flirt? Because at the end of the day, people haven't lost the ability to connect, but the environment has changed how we do it. We still connect. Flirting didn't just it didn't disappear. It just moved. It's on a different platform now. It's on a device as opposed to real life. But with that said, do we still know how to bring flirting back in to real life? Because I'm doing this episode because some of you have emailed me and you miss it. You miss the art of flirting. A lot of women are saying men don't smile at them. Strangers, I mean, don't smile at them anymore. They're not fumbling over themselves, which they felt was cute, right? Trying to figure out a reason. Well, you have a phone, so even if you don't have a watch, you can't ask somebody what time it is anymore, right? If you're driving, you can't ask someone, have you seen the bus, or do you know when the bus is coming? But they've given up trying. Men say the same thing. I haven't received any emails from men, but I do read and pay attention to social media. And there's definitely a disconnect, all right? And I mentioned people contacting me, all right? Speaking Smashinese has a website. Please go to it. You can see all the platforms that we're on. You can learn a little bit more about the show. You can get your welcome packet, and you're really going to like that because I've found a way, I've created a way to make this community more interactive. And yeah, you can get official certificates and all of that. I won't get into it. Check out the website. But if you have any questions, any issues in your own relationships, you want clarification on something that someone else said, I won't get into negativity or back and forth with anyone, but maybe, maybe it's something that needs to be discussed on the podcast. So, email, all the contact information and everything is there. I would be more than glad to hear from you. All right? Do we still know how to flirt well enough that we can bring it back in to real life, into the real world? I genuinely don't have the answer to this, and I'm not going to ask ChatGPT. And again, as the bugs are driving me crazy, I'm not judging anyone today. This short episode, because a lot of you have been asking for shorter episodes so that you can complete an episode on your lunch break while you're at work. Thanks for the suggestion. This episode was about creating awareness and giving all of us something to think about and maybe talk about with our friends and coworkers. You've been listening to Speaking Smashinese. I'm your host, Coach Sumo. Keep pursuing the best version of yourself. And since this is only about 25 minutes long, which is just insane for me, if you're new, you got out of doing body weight exercises, push-ups, jumping jacks, and all that good stuff today. But I'll get you. I'll get you eventually. I will walk with all of you guys in the next episode. Ciao.